right. Everybody ready for that lovely cave music? So once again, as usual for the stream, I'm going to be running away from everything until we get caught back up. And we can tell when we've caught back up because we will be, the doors will no longer be open where we've killed all the trapdoors. So yeah, while I'm waiting for them to do that, let's press the buttons with one hand and get a drink with the other one. We're going to stay hydrated, especially since I'm still fighting off that laryngitis from last week. I gotta tell you, you don't realize how inconvenient throat problems and stuff like that are until you spend a couple hours a week like this talking. But I am glad you're here. It's like the game knows that what I'm trying to do here, and is making sure I get ambushed every time. That being said, I guess with that formation, they don't attack until she orders them to. Kind of the opposite of the Toad Lady. Like in her case, she makes them faster. In the Vampire Lady's case, she actually makes them slower. I think this is about where we're caught up. Huge Naga. I always have a soft spot for Naga. Indian mythology in general is just really fascinating. Trapdoor. Okay, you know what to do. Wait for somebody to get targeted, pick them off the ground, and then have Rosa reflect the next person. Lord, so that's not a huge Naga, that's a hug and Naga. Just wants a hug. Now you know what to do. Okay. Need to... And likewise, if we have time, we can get Rydia cut in on the XP. But we didn't have time. Oh well. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Let's rectify that. Oh, right. I was wrong. I misremembered what I thought I remembered. That Cecil has Asuna, but not life. That was the thing. So let's have Rydia take care of that, or Rosa take care of Rydia. But that's Cecil. I'm actually thinking that Cecil would probably be pretty good at swinging that Cure Staff around with his high number of hits and strength. Yeah, I need to try that sometime. Here we go. Who's going to go first? Edge or Rydia? Rydia. Will a Fire 2 do the job? Probably not. So let's call a friend to help out here. I think... No, they're still going formation. It's not a... They all get to go at once as soon as the leader orders them to. Anyway, Jin should take care of this, so I'm not going to waste more MP on that. Yep, so how about them sports team? Actually, Lorax, since you're here, anything interesting on Olympic news? Nice. I gotta say, as much as I like this game, that is one of the strikes against it. That you can queue up one move that will, win this fight in this, win this fight with this one simple trick. You still have to wait like a good minute or so to do it. The Shuriken items remind me that I haven't done much with those yet, and they're another surprise attack, and they're a pretty handy way for Edge to kind of break the damage curve a bit. And with a ranged weapon, he will be super effective against bats. So we'll let him do some damage there. And likewise, Cecil with the light sword should tear them up pretty well too. see. Fire, definitely do that in 1. Up out. How about that? Yeah. Like we said, Cecil will only probably do it, whereas I know Kain will kill one for sure. Oh, actually, he doesn't have a spear, so he wouldn't have killed one for sure, but yeah. Good enough. I probably should have hit the other one just to be on the safe side. You know, I bet they count. I bet they count as mages. Let's see if they get mashed. Yup. Mash confirmed. A monster mash, if you will. Yeah. Lorax mentioned the Hope Solo, the soccer goalkeeper, was being suspended. Yeah, I had heard that she just did some trash talk on the Swedish team, but the fact that getting suspended over that seemed pretty. Then again, the Olympics have been kind of overly sensitive in general. Maybe they needed to. Maybe they need a new villain, since it turns out that Lochte was kind of in the right about that whole debacle with the bathroom. Pass. Let's everybody pass their turns. What did they go in? Rosa's next. Drat. Oh well. That means Bridia's going to miss out on XP again. Poor girl. Cecil. So protect him. Oh, excellent. Okay, that actually worked that time. Right back at you. Perfect. That's even better. We want Rydia to get some of her Ga spells. Do you want her to be a Lady Gaga? Nope. Drat. Oh well, keep minus for the XP. I want to say there is an encounter a trapdoor can summon. It's like a green dragon or a yellow dragon or something. You can only get by letting the trapdoors do their thing, but I don't remember which one, and I think it's random in any case. So, oh hey, that actually worked. It was kind of for a waste of time, but... Okay. Come on, punk, make my day. Rydia again. Doors hate Rydia. Let's just toss one of those at her. Okay, so yeah, if the teamwork, oh, I was at edge. I needed to heal. Yeah, the fact that Rydia was one targeted made me think that she was one that was dead again. Okay, let's go ahead and pick him back up off the floor. You have a Nightmare Before Christmas vibe from that door. Oh hey, save point. Let's knock out this last one and then go use a tent. Get some of Rosa's MP back. I'm on edge. Steal potions from doors. Oh hey, I wonder if this will work. Drat. Worth a try. I'm pretty sure he just killed somebody else. Even though if you think if he's got it locked in, he probably couldn't do that. Grooving along with that battle music. Cecil. Just seeing people pop back up with, looks like, was there probably about 15% of their HP. Reminds me of the shenanigans people would do with Phoenix Downs and the Limit Glove from Final Fantasy IX. As if Kina had exactly 1 HP, then they would, or she, he, however we do that S/he, for the pronoun for them, would do maximum damage. Cannot use. but the Phoenix Downs left you with a number randomly chosen between 1 and 10, I think. I think that's how that worked. Or 1 and 9. Sweet. Ooh, a ninja hat. And another katana, I think is what that one was. You know, if I just kept going, I could have gotten Edge some better gear for the caves. But, yeah, it's okay. And I guess when we're not fighting summons, I need to use I could use a longsword. I could use the ninjato and the longsword. So yeah, I guess I'll tag in the Mage Masher when mages need mashed. Then probably as soon as we get to the boss, I'm probably going to swap him back to the front rank. So I need money to buy some more tents too. Alright. 10 points. Whew. Talking about sports there. 10 minutes between saves. You know, kind of feels longer than that, but the clock doesn't lie. Well, it might lie if I had more time, spent more time paused, but this might be the last trapdoor too. There aren't very many, you know, at this point. But considering we have fought probably 10 of them so far, yeah, we know that Kain's going to lose his turn. Then Rydia should be up next to pick him up, and then Rosa will heal or will reflect whoever's next. But the strategy is kind of leaving me a little short a little bereft on Phoenix Downs too. So I need to stock up on those too next time. Alright. Ooh. Better protect herself on that one. One reason why I'm not using the summons on anything for Rydia as much is, you know, you can always use ethers too. But I do want to leave her with enough MP left to warp out of every previous screen. Because yeah, this is one of the dungeons you cannot exit from. Speaking of ethers. Oh, Kain probably needs health. Actually, we'll wait till we're done with this trapdoor. We'll sneak up on it from the side like that. Why not? Sorry, Cecil cannot cast life, so it was like it's kind of funny with the sprite-based games, so the different animations, like being better circle back around to Rosa. Do things like, you know, sitting, kneeling, and falling down and stuff like that. Fusoyasa, my favorites. You know, the pile of beard. Oh, you've got it in for Rosa, don't you? Or door potions. Could have been nice if you stole things nice from them, because they are kind of. I think the idea is basically, imagine if you had a vault and 8 people instead of just, you know, preventing them from entering. Which, not something I would think of, but should be good enough. And then probably 2 for Rosa, yeah. Rosa's getting pretty far along on HP. She actually has more HP than Edge, and granted 2 levels higher, but still. I love the life potion there. It's like you're the Phoenix down there. So the game knows that you've been going through a lot of them at this point. Yeah, as long as you have enough to make it through the trapdoors, you're fine. The cave otherwise isn't that bad. Oh, interesting. I was expecting her to be first. Let's try that. Might be immune, but... Nice. Okay. And the bonuses on attacking weaknesses. Oh, so charming them doesn't even do any good. What a shame. That sucks. I guess we'll just have to patch that up with our door prizes. Okay. I think I'm gonna stick with that actually, door prizes. Another one. But yeah, since you can't exit from this cave, I can just imagine if somebody playing their first time through, getting to a point where they run out of life potions and have to basically walk the long way out. So you might not know that Iridia can warp you at least, even if you can't exit. Crap. Alright, then we'll let Rosa do her thing. How's she on MP? She's still doing pretty good. She has a lot of MP to work with. Oh, sorry about that. Didn't have time to take a hand off the controller to cover my mouth or mute the mic on that sneeze. Alright. Anything in this room? No! That must have been why I thought that was the last trapdoor, because if you know what you're doing, you know what's coming up, basically. There probably is the last trapdoor that actually has anything, behind it. Oh well. So do that. And yeah, we gotta take this grapple down the long way. Wait a minute. Let's check this out. See what all that does. Let's see. Might as well have her do something a little constructive. Right now, the guy that's jumping, I should have used it on Rosa. Well, just wasn't thinking there. That still worked, though. Okay, so we've got... Nice, okay. Oh, they must have... So I was getting kind of confused with the ghosts from the last dungeon, but so I thought the bats had around 1,000 HP as well, but they probably only have like 600 to 800 instead. So yeah, Flame will definitely do the job. Know something else I can use, because Edge won't need any MP for the boss, so it's safe to use it for these fights. So we got that. Let's go hit this one instead. There are definitely more trapdoors than I remembered there being. You know what? Let's go ahead and kill this one. See if there's anything special about this door. Let's see, probably not gonna get the spell off in time, but nope. Oh well. Life. I watched this be the Chimera Brain, I think it's called, and it just immediately kills her again with its special move. I want to say they had around 5,000 HP, so with the extra damage that our melee guys are doing. Did I call it or what? Manticore, not Chimera Brains, right? Can I mute it, maybe? Oh, didn't even hit her. Yeah, that's why you don't mess around with these guys. Okay, that works though. That's good. Yeah, your first time, if you go to this cave first, they can be very challenging, since they do so much damage with Blaze, as you can see. You probably don't have the gear that raises your elemental resistance. You probably wouldn't think if it's your first time through about equipping things that are like for the fire shields and all that to make them to resist the damage more. Especially since you don't actually start a fight with one, it gets summoned in when you fight a different monster. Oh, we actually do have something in here. here too. Not bad. The Cure 3s are the X potions we all know and love. There are no Cure 4 potions. Screamers. After you survive that. Then we've got... I don't think they're anything special. That being said, let's find out. Why not, right? 1,000. And nothing. It does take some of the fun out of the game as you get later in there, and fewer things have weaknesses. I kind of feel the same way about the Shin Megami Tensei games. That they tend to be very strident about getting you to learn the elemental systems and getting bonus turns, or whatever the system, the particular game you're playing, however they implement it. And then it's like at the end game, they take all that stuff away because you can't make it too easy. I just kind of feel like they missed the point a bit. Yep, here we are. This is the last one. I think one of those works and one of them doesn't, but... Oh, I think they're both like short wires. Let's go this way and find out. Yep, doesn't actually connect. Okay. And here we go. Not quite. You have to go grab the crystal and then deal with the boss, I think. Yeah, that's how that works. In any case, let's make sure we are ready. So Cecil can do something if he needs to. Have Rose top people off. I think that justifies one more of those. Okay, good. Oh, and yeah, we'll be fine. Oh, there's one more trapdoor. Right, Aisler. Forgot there was one more freaking trapdoor. Well, let's try it since we actually got Kain to move first this time. Well, not first, but, close to. Nope. Denied. What you gonna do? So let's let him line up his target, then we'll have to go heal Kain again. Alas. And survey says... Edge. Not on my watch. I just like Cecil's casting animation there. They all have one a little bit different. It's pretty cool. So I was rewatching some of that Dragon's Dogma footage, and it's hard to pay attention to it when you're playing. It's a little bit different from when if you're just watching it. But it's cool to watch the different casting animations in that game, too. Especially the more elaborate ones that sorcerers do. Okay, so the thing with Rosa is I want to make sure that she has enough MP to slow it down, which they're slow, so that's 14, and cast Berserk twice, which we can do. And we don't need to save MP for exit. We could cast Haste on Rydia if we wanted to, but that's more of a luxury. And then, yeah, we're going to resolve this, and then when we leave, I'm going to switch Edge back. So, you remember when some of the guys were talking about how you could skip the sealed cave? Well, the reason why is that all this does is adds a dark crystal to your inventory, and the game actually has one in the room behind Gaia, the crystal room there. So if you have Rydia warp back to it, you can pick it up and then turn this in at the checkpoint at the start of the sealed cave and just skip the entire cave. Whereas we didn't do that because there was actually some decent loot and everything in here. So we're going to switch back to 3 front rank people. And we're going to have Edge be one of them, of course. I can't end up with putting Rosa next to Kain and not Cecil. I'm amused. And... that's fine. Who's they? Somebody said the trap. I like Edge's answer, though. Okay, so this evil wall. Obviously, like a lot of time-based enemies in this game, you can make it pretty easy for yourself by turning down your combat speed. I probably should have saved a couple things to throw at him at this point, but I think Shuriken are weaker than Ninja Stars, so let's do that. And okay, we'll do that. But yeah, you can turn down the game speed, and they'll take care of it that way. Hey, Kain. Matter of fact, I think it was Kain that told us about the. Let's put that away there. That told us about the trick with the room. Yeah, so here's why you only need to cast Berserk twice. You're going to equip Cecil with that, cancel out, and then he will go to town on his own recognizance. So, virus. Alright, a couple things you can do. First thing you want to do, slow down the wall. Yeah, menu. Fun with menus. Yeah, eventually we're going to end up with all three guys in the front row berserked, which should take care of the wall in pretty much no time. And the Avengers just means you don't have to worry about that with Cecil. You can see that Petrify is its counter to being hit with spells. So after you set up your initial stuff, HP leak with the virus, and have Rosa slow it, you only cast spells on it. If you're going to cast any more magic on it, make it count. Like so. And so a lot of people will recommend just spamming virus on it instead of Leviathan because it's faster. I actually disagree with that. The counterattack with a Petrify can screw you over because if it hits the same person multiple times. So I just figured it's not worth the risk. Slur forgot how many options you made to play with in this genre. Play too much Paper Mario and Trails to remember what the huge inventories look like, right? You're not going to say Skyrim? Speaking of VY. Yeah. And with Edge's speed, he's a very good choice to make Berserk, so I usually always get him and then Kain. So it's starting to get pretty close. I think we should still be fine, though. And I think... Leviathan didn't do that much damage. Let's try 3. Oh, sorry, I never did play it. Okay. Oh, that was easy. Okay, I forgot that. That's actually a really overkill strategy for dealing with that thing. Did I mention... I think I've mentioned before, the last time I played FF4 was the DS version, where overkill is the typical style. A petty trap. But yeah, Skyrim's kind of infamous for the bloated console-based user interface. Okay, so we can't warp out of here. Can you not warp at all? I thought you could. Maybe if they disable exit, they disable warp too. Oh, I bet you just can't warp out of that room because you have the boss fight there. There we go. So get ready for that sound. Sometimes I try to do the onomatopoeia of those things, but I cannot do the blips and bloops of old console games. Actually, with my throat the way it is, I probably shouldn't try it anyway, so that's just as well. Yeah, gotta love how the game keeps track of... Well, it doesn't keep track of which ones you win in specifically, it just knows which rooms connect, and I gotta say that's one thing that I don't know how much like tabletop or other kinds of games that allow more meta stuff like that goes, but I've tried implementing the restart the fight mechanics in D&D and everything, kind of like you have the some game so a couple games have the reset spell and like keeps track of some things, or not Cecil's fine. Yeah, we'll leave with the Avenger. It's Kain to de-equip. But it's just such a nightmare of bookkeeping. Alright, take care, man. Your planet needs you. Yep. In retrospect, I probably should have bought Kain his stuff earlier for the Sylph Cave, but yeah, we're fine. Anyway, you all know what's coming. I like the watt there, so Cecil can see the room became purple. Everybody just looks at Kain. Yeah, we done it this time, bro. Speaking of tabletop, I think we just had a paranoia moment. Well, so that's how that goes down. We'll just go sell Kain's stuff because our next party member can't equip it, and he'll be having his own set when he comes back. Better. Actually, the next thing we're going to be doing, it's probably going to be worth it to have this on Cecil. So we'll stick with that for now. And yeah, we'll leave the ice armor on for now. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay. I think the next stop is going back to... Yeah, we have to tell Gaiot that we have screwed up. We have screwed up most royally. Yeah, he's got to be the most understanding and chill guy ever. To basically have, things have gone like as bad as they could possibly be. He trusted us to protect the last crystal, and we screwed that up even. We could have just done nothing, and things would have been okay. I'm going to do that rare. You know what? No need to make a back save here. We know what this is all about. There's nothing we could have done differently with Kain anyway. Kain needs to go back on the pain. Needs to meet the pain train for betraying us again. It's a. I'll give you an A, a long A for effort, Lorax. Now let me see what colossal screw-ups you have been. Fortunately. So yes, I bet nobody playing this game the first time figured that when you start the game with your airship and your fantasy saga and everything, that you would end the game going to the moon in a spaceship. Also, the note where they switched it from praying to wishing. And Kain's back. Kain's back. Kain will be back. Yeah, Kain will be in for it when he gets back too. But we have Sid is back. Sid's probably the kind of person whose title gets more elaborate every time he says it. We're seeing the cutscene here with Sid and Edge. It reminds me of that last stream. Oh, I was so tired that last stream. Nice job, Cecil. Just speaking of being tired, just sitting there doing nothing. It's one of those moments I wish there was a proper cutscene there, because what exactly are they doing? we know Edge blew off work to go flirt with Rydia, and Sid dragged him back, but and just freaking bowled him over too. Oh, whatever that last bit was about, Cecil was not into it. But speaking of the sprites, though, one thing I do like about this part is that when they cut back to Sid, I think he's in his served his term. Yeah, we'll see if I'm. Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that line too when I was younger, but as I recall, I think Edge is actually older than Cecil and Rosa. It's one of those things you only get if you read the supplementary stuff. Supplementary stuff back in the day was instruction manuals, in fact, but yeah, there we go. He's in his sad or hurt sprite, instead of the just sleeping. Poor guy. Really put on the drills. Yeah, I've been, for each of the uploads on YouTube, I've been doing a line from the episode in question. I think that's going to be the one I use for this one. I think even overriding the stuff with Kain, that is what that's what I always remember from this one. Okay, so we can get back to the surface now by drilling through the mess that Sid created the first time when he dropped a mountain on behind us to throw off the Red Wings. You put it that way, it sounds a little silly, but check that out. It's got the drill on the front and it actually spins. It's great. I'm not one of those people ever since Gurren Lagann and everything that think drills are the best thing ever, but I got a soft spot for them.